It all began in February 2007, in the quiet yet proud state of Pennsylvania, United States, a place full of rich history, peaceful towns, and strong communities. Venkataka Prasad Vyas and his wife Chenulata Punaru had left their home in India with big dreams and hopeful hearts. When they arrived in America, it felt like they had entered a land full of new chances, almost like stepping into a sweet and magical world. They chose to settle down in a calm little town called King of Prussia, a peaceful corner of Pennsylvania. Life moved gently there, and both husband and wife started working as software engineers. They were happy, busy, and focused on building a good future together. Their apartment was in a simple but friendly complex where many other Indian families also lived. Slowly, the couple became close to their neighbors, sharing meals, stories, and a sense of community that reminded them of home. Then came a moment of great joy. On January 2nd, their lives changed forever. A baby girl was born to the Vaz family. They named her Saanvi. She was their first child and the light of their lives. Saanvi had big, curious eyes, soft black hair, and a smile that could melt hearts. She brought a new kind of happiness into their home, one that made every day feel special. Far away in their village in the Prasad district of Andhra Pradesh, Siva Prasad's parents were filled with joy. They hadn't seen their granddaughter yet, but they were counting the days until they could hold her in their arms and shower her with love. They sent prayers and blessings across the oceans, dreaming of the day they would finally meet little Saanvi, the first grandchild in the family, and a beautiful new chapter in all their lives. As soon as they received a visitor visa, Saanvi's maternal grandmother, Satyavathi, happily flew to Pennsylvania in July 2012. After Satyavathi arrived, life became easier for Venkata and Chenulata. She cooked tasty meals and lovingly cared for baby Saanvi. During her stay, the family celebrated Chenulata's birthday with joy, and neighbors from the building joined in. Later, Satyavathi's husband returned to India, but she stayed back planning to go home in January 2013. Then came Monday, October 22, 2012, the day everything changed. That evening, when Vanka and Chenulata returned home, something felt wrong. The usual smiles and baby giggles were missing. The house was silent. As they stepped inside, they found 61-year-old Satyavathi lying still on the kitchen floor. When they ran to her, their worst fear came true. Satyavathi was no more. Her throat had been cut, and her sari was soaked in blood. The scene was too painful to believe. The woman who had taken care of their home and their baby was now lying there, lifeless. In shock, but holding on to hope, Vanka quickly called emergency services and informed the police. Then both of them ran through every corner of the house, calling out for their little daughter, Saanvi. But she was missing. The baby wasn't anywhere. It felt like their entire world had shattered in a moment. On one side lay the silent body of a loving mother, and on the other their beloved daughter was gone without a trace. But the real question is who was behind all this, and what was the motive behind it? This case shows that even a snake hiding in your own sleeve isn't as dangerous as this. This is a story that shocks everyone who hears it. This is a story where, for the first time, an Indian man was given the death sentence in the USA. The American police quickly reached the spot. As soon as the officers stepped into the apartment, Venkata's eyes fell on a strange note, and it was a ransom letter. It said, "Shiva, your daughter has been taken. If you go to the police, she will be chopped into pieces. If you tell anyone, her body parts will be found all around the house. Our eyes are on you every second. Every call and message you send is being watched. If you want your daughter to live, you must do exactly as we say. We need $50,000 by tonight. Bring your wife Lada to a quiet place. If we spot you or anyone else with Lada, your daughter will be found dead. This is not a joke. You have to choose your daughter or 5 months of your hard-earned money. By 8 p.m. today, Lada must come alone to the front side of your sports complex with $50,000 in cash. When our person takes the money, we'll call and tell you where to find your child. If anyone tries to act clever, they will be the reason your daughter dies. Have the money ready by 8 p.m. sharp. No reasons, no delays. And remember, your daughter has been hungry since morning." After reading the note, Vanka and Chonu felt as if the ground had disappeared from under their feet. What was Saanvi going through? Were the kidnappers even feeding the little girl or taking care of her properly? Police officers searched every part of the house and found 10 more notes like the first one. These scary messages were hidden in different corners of the apartment. At the same time, plainclothes officers took their positions around the front side of the sports complex, while Chonchu waited in the parking lot with the cash in hand. 8 YS came, but no one arrived. Then 9, then 10. Still no one came to take the money. It looked like the kidnappers had either gotten scared or changed their mind. While all this was happening, police teams and volunteers were sent out to search nearby areas for little Saanvi. Officers knocked on doors in every nearby apartment, and people from the building started gathering outside to help in any way they could. Indian professors living in the area made food and sent it to the family, trying their best to comfort them in this hard time. One man from the building, Raghunandan Yandamuri, who was known to be a friend of the family, became a big support. He used the printer at his office to make over 200 missing child posters and pass them around the neighborhood. The murder of Satyavathi and the sudden kidnapping of baby Saanvi shattered Venkata and Chonchu's world. They were heartbroken, one moment full of hope, the next filled with fear. Days passed like slow-moving hours, and still there was no news. What made it worse? The kidnapper never came near the mosque as promised. The silence was terrifying. The parents couldn't stop thinking about their baby. Was she safe? Was she scared? It was Wednesday, October 24th, 2012. As evening came, police work picked up. More officers joined, and even local people came forward to help. From cities like Mumbai to the streets of Pennsylvania, people prayed for baby Saanvi's return. The Indian community in Pennsylvania also stepped up. They raised money and offered a $50,000 reward for any tip about the child or the car involved. Then a surprising clue appeared. When officers looked closely at one of the ransom notes, they noticed something strange. Instead of using the real names, Venata and Chenalatha, the note mentioned their nicknames. This detail shocked the family and caught the attention of police. Only someone very close to them could know those names. While the police were still going over the list of suspects and clues, a sudden call came into the control room. The call was from a gym located in the same apartment building where Venna and her family lived. The man on the phone worked at the gym, and he had something urgent to share. He told the police that a blue bag had been found near the check-in counter. It was just lying there and no one had claimed it. He said it didn't look like it belonged to any of the gym members. Something about it felt strange. He asked the police to come quickly and check it. Soon police officers arrived at the gym. They picked up the blue bag and started inspecting it carefully. As they unzipped the bag, what they found inside left them frozen. The officers were so shocked that their faces turned pale, as if all the blood had left their bodies. Inside the bag was the lifeless body of little Saanvi, Venna's missing daughter. Along with her were a few small clothes and personal items, all packed tightly in the bag. The police quickly told the heartbroken parents. Their world, already broken after losing Venna's mother, now completely fell apart. Their only daughter was gone. A little child who had never hurt anyone, who had no enemies, taken in such a cruel way. The blue bag was sent to the lab for checking. The post-mortem report came back. It said Saanvi had died from suffocation. She couldn't breathe. There was no air inside the tightly closed bag. For the sad parents, nothing made sense anymore. First the mother, and now their sweet baby. But the police did not stop. They stayed strong and focused. One big question was now on everyone's mind. Who could do this? Who would enter a family's home, steal Saanvi, and kill her like this? The police made a promise. They would not rest until they found the cruel person behind this terrible crime. The police decided to carefully check the CCTV footage from the whole building again. Now that they had one clear clue, the blue bag, they wanted to see if anyone had gone in or out of the gym or building with that kind of bag. So they watched the footage slowly, frame by frame, and then came a big breakthrough. In one part of the video, they saw a man walking out of the building holding a blue bag, just like the one found in the gym. As soon as they saw this, the police took clear pictures from the video and sent them to the heartbroken couple, asking if they knew the man. The couple didn't even take a second to answer. But who was this man? If you've watched till here, please like this video. Also, a big thank you for helping me reach 150,000 subscribers. I hope you all will keep supporting me in the future too. Thank you. The man seen in the CCTV footage was Raghunandan Yandamuri. If you remember, I had mentioned his name before. Raghunan was not a stranger. He lived in the same building as Vanka and Venna. In fact, he was quite close to their family. When little Saanvi went missing, Raghunan had even acted like he was helping them, standing by their side, showing concern and pretending to support them during their most painful days. Raghunan was originally from Andhra Pradesh, India. Like many others, he had moved to the U.S. in hopes of a better future. He worked in the IT field and had known the Venom family for a while. He often spoke with them, visited their home, and had built a friendly relationship with them. But now the truth was beginning to surface. The police did not wait. The moment they confirmed his identity, they went straight to him, arrested him immediately, and brought him in for questioning. At first, Raghunan acted innocent. He denied knowing anything. He said he had no idea what the police were talking about, but the police had their ways. Once they showed him the CCTV video, the one that clearly showed him walking out with the blue bag, his calm face started to change. His lies began to fall apart. Finally, after being questioned again and again, Raghunandan broke down, and what he told the police after that was shocking and deeply disturbing. He was badly addicted to gambling. He had lost a lot of money in casinos. Almost all his salary had been wasted on this dangerous habit. His financial situation had become very serious. What made it even worse was that his own wife was pregnant, and she had no idea about this second life he was hiding from her. To get fast money, he made a plan, a cruel and heartless plan. He knew the couple well. He knew their daily routine, their trust, and their kindness, and he used all of that against them. What he told the police next shocked everyone. Not just the officers in the room, but later all the people who heard this terrible story. At that time, Raghunan had already lost a big amount of money in gambling. He was stuck in heavy debt, but he didn't tell his wife anything. On the outside, he acted normal, going to office, coming back home like usual. But inside, he was full of fear. Every time the money lenders or credit people called, he would panic. He didn't know what to do. For a while, he even thought about taking a loan from the bank just to pay off the gambling debts quietly so that no one, not even his wife, would ever know. But when he tried to get a loan, the bank said no. That's when real fear hit him. He understood that if he didn't find money soon, the people he owed might come looking for him. Scared and desperate, he started thinking of a way out. He remembered going to Chen Chulata and her husband's house once. They had invited him to a party, treated him nicely, and seemed to live a good life. He noticed things during that visit. There was gold, some cash, and Veena's mother from India was also wearing a lot of gold jewelry. Raghunandan chose that house, the same people who had once welcomed him warmly as his target. Later, when he told the police his side of the story, he said he never meant to hurt or kill anyone. His plan, he claimed, was only to take the child, ask for money in return, and steal gold or cash to pay off his debts. When he reached their house, Vanka's mother Lada opened the door. He smiled and said, "I'm Raghunan. We met at your party. I'm from Andhra Pradesh too." Trusting him, she let him in. But once inside, he showed his true face. He threatened her, demanded money and gold, and then tried to take little Saanvi with him. As her grandmother Lata tried to stop him and said, "You can't take the baby." A struggle followed. In fear and anger, Raghunandan pulled out a knife and stabbed her in the neck. She collapsed on the floor. He quickly wrapped Saanvi in a cloth, put her in a bag, and rushed out. When she started crying, he cruelly stuffed cloth in her mouth to silence her and ran away. While walking back to his own place, little Saanvi began to cry again. He panicked again. To make sure she stayed quiet, he pushed another cloth into her mouth. He didn't think, or maybe didn't care, that the Saanvi wouldn't be able to breathe. He kept running with the bag in his hand. Before leaving the house, he had already dropped the ransom note, clearly writing where the money should be sent. But while escaping, something suddenly made his heart stop. He noticed it was too quiet. Saanvi, the little girl, was no longer making any sound. He quickly stopped at a quiet corner, opened the bag to check, and what he saw shook him completely. The child wasn't breathing. She had suffocated. Frozen with fear and guilt, he realized he had made a big mistake, one that couldn't be fixed. In panic, he left the bag near a gym, hoping no one would link it to him. What began as a plan to kidnap for money had ended in tragedy. Seeing Saanvi dead, he knew there was no point in asking for ransom, so he ran. Later, a gym staff member found the strange bag and called the police. Thanks to the smart work by the police, Raghunandan was caught. When the news broke, it shocked the entire U.S., especially the Indian community in Pennsylvania. People couldn't believe someone they knew had done this. The case made headlines. Many from the community were heartbroken and demanded the harshest punishment. After a full trial, the court gave him the death penalty. But in the U.S., even when a death sentence is given, it doesn't happen right away. There are many delays like appeals, legal steps, or changes by governors. So while the sentence stays, the actual execution often takes a long time. Even today, he remains on death row waiting. Neither Venkat nor Chenchila ever imagined that someone from their own country, someone they treated like family, could do something so terrible to them. This case shows us that when it comes to changing colors, humans have gone far ahead of chameleons. So this was today's case. If you liked our video, don't forget to leave a kind comment or a red heart. Thank you so much.